Hi, welcome. It's Pauline from PQW and I'm here to show you my control quilting technique. Not the actual stitching, but how I prepare my blocks and how I put the design onto my blocks and quilt each block individually. It's all part of my quiz system. Now, if you want to learn about the quiz system, you can go and subscribe at my website to join the club, and you will learn step by step how I do all of my quilting without quilting any free motion at all. I quilt with my feed dogs up, my stitch length set, open toe foot, and then I make an adjustment on the sewing machine. And you can quilt absolutely anything. Then in the quiz club, I also show you how to join quilts together, quilt as you go, how to break a regular quilt pattern down and convert it into a quilt as you go. So there's a lot to learn on the quiz club. So hop over and join that and I can show you lots. But in this episode, I'm going to show you how I mark the design onto the fabric. So it's very simple steps. As you can see here, I've quilted this beautiful block step by step. So what I do is I prepare my sandwich first. I cut my backing out, I cut my top fabric out. Now with my quilt as you go technique and my control quilting technique, I do strongly advising to use the Hobbs heirloom double-sided fusible batting. Now this is 80% cotton, 20% polyester. It has a very light fuse on both sides. It's not sticky, it's not tacky. Once you've made your quilt and completed it and put the binding on, once you wash the quilt, the fusible all washes out and it pills up like a normal batting. So it is a beautiful batting to use, because when we go back to the quilting, we're not quilting with a walking foot. We're not quilting free motion. We're quilting with feed dogs up, open toe foot and stitch length set. It's a very unique way to quilt. And because we're quilting one block at a time, we don't want any stretching, so we get no stretching whatsoever out of this batting. So it takes out all the challenge that we could come across with quilting. But let's get into quickly showing you how I draw the design. I'm going to use the Bohin Fabric Marking Pencil. This comes with grey or white lead. It does come with other colours, but I just have to, I've never had to use the pink or the green or the blue. I only use the white or the grey. It comes together in a pack. And I'm going to use set A templates. Now this is where I'm going to get this complete design from. There's 3 templates in this pack. They're a hard plastic template. They have little splits in them, which I'll show you as we get started. And we're just going to draw the design on there, then you're ready to start the quilting journey. Now, sometimes when I don't know what design I'm going to create with the templates, I can start sometimes with a piece of paper and draw the design and start planning on the paper before I go to the fabric, which is a nice idea to do. As you can see, I've put this design down and let's get it lined up. I've drawn the design, flip the template over the right way, it'd be a good idea. I've drawn the design on for the hibiscus in the centre. If you notice, I do have a lot of lines drawn as my reference lines. I like to put those on so that when I'm trying to position everything even around the block, it works perfectly for me. Then I've used this little template. I'll put it on the black fabric. So we've used this one in the centre, the hibiscus. Now we're going to use the leaf. And when I've done that, you can see I've got diagonal lines drawn. And I'm going to just position this on here. I'm not using the outside part of the leaf. I'm only using the inside part, this second line in and this little curve. I'm going to mark that on there and then keep moving around the block to create the whole shape. You can see I've got 3 of those leaves there. I've got the hibiscus in the centre. When I join this leaf up, stitch around this leaf, I come up to the point and come back around the next one. Then when I've stitched this outside line, I've just moved my needle position over to wherever I want it to be, and as I stitch I keep the edge of the foot on this previous line and my needle just stitches equal distance all the way out. So there's some very easy ways to do all of this. So I've got this fabric, I've ironed the 3 layers up, as you can see. Now we use a very hot dry iron. Make sure it's dry iron. If you use a steam iron, you're going to dilute the fusible. So just a nice slow motion. Let it just sit on there. You notice I've already marked the lines on here. It doesn't matter, the iron won't heat set that marking pencil that I use. That's why I'm always cautious with what marking tools I use and recommend to do my quilting, because I need to know that it's always going to come out of the fabric. If I was drawing this design on and I made a mistake, I can just use the eraser in the end of the pencil. Like each of these have an eraser. If I make a mistake, I can erase that line out and start again. When I've completely finished the quilting and put my quilt together, and I'm going to wash it to release the fusible in the batting, all of that pencil mark will wash out. If I was going to mark onto light coloured fabric and I use the grey lead, I don't press very heavy because it gives too dark a line, which is harder to wash out. So just be mindful of what you're marking. I do like to draw a 1/2 inch reference line around the outside edge of my block, because when I draw my designs on here, I don't want to come out to the edge where I may be trimming back to and catching in my seam allowance. So I've drawn the 1/2 inch line around. I've found the centre. Now with this design, I like to also put the diagonal line in so that I know where I'm going to be lining everything up. Diagonal both ways, so it's handy to have a little ruler to do this. I like this 12 by 2.5 inch ruler. It's not clumsy like my big long ruler. Oops, let's draw that one a bit darker so we can see it. Okay, so now we're ready to put this design. So we've got a centre line in here, just a little dot in the middle. We've got diagonal lines running through the template. Put that down. Now all of my diagonals and horizontal and vertical lines are lining up with the template. So now I know I've got my template positioned exactly where I need it, which is in the middle of the block. Push your lead out long enough so it's going to fit through the split. Now when we draw with this lead, particularly the white lead, it's quite soft. If we draw like we would normally draw, we're going to be hitting the side of the template, which will then in turn break the lead. So we're going to use the pencil upright. I think I've got it out a little bit too far. So if I've got it out too far, put your thumb on the top, push back a little bit. And now we can draw that design. So just hold it upright, work away from yourself all the time. Don't drag backwards, because if you draw backwards, you're going to break that lead. So just go forward all the time. Press down on the template, press down on the lead, but keep it upright. You could get very tempted to put it on its side, but don't do that, because I don't want you to, like I just did then. I lost my concentration and I broke the lead. Push it down. Draw. So I'm trying to press quite heavy so that you can see this as I get the design done. So you can see how it's starting to come out here now. So you just keep drawing till you get the whole design done. Then we'll start working around to get the leaves in there. And it's just an easy way to quilt. Oops, I keep breaking that lead and I shouldn't be, but I'm just pressing a tad too hard. Just get this drawn up and then we will do that outside piece. But you can see what I mean by this lead being quite soft. But I like it because it actually gives me a nice fine line to stitch with. And if you miss any of the parts, you can easily set the template back on there and trace the bits that you haven't done from the beginning. Okay, so there I have the design put on. Oops, I missed a little bit there. So we can easily put the template back on. If you line up all your diagonals and verticals, you'll be able to see exactly where it fits back on. There we go. Now all of these lines are meant to be a continuous line. It's just the way the templates are designed, that you've got those little gaps. So you can go around and fill them in if you feel that you can't stay on the line. Come into the middle, all these lines line up. And once you've got that quilted, you've got a beautiful, beautiful design that's very easy to stitch. So now we'll move on to this next one. We're just going to line up. Remember, we're not doing the outside because it doesn't fit there. I'm just going to trace the inside of the leaf and then this little curve. Hold your pencil upright. Now it's right that I'm going a bit slower. I was rushing it too much before and was putting too much pressure on the lead. Do the inside. Oops, there we go. But you know, you use whatever pencil you find's right for you. This is just the one that I like to use. So there's my first one. Flip the template over. Line it up. Now if you wish to get all your divisions equal, you could measure, this is why I like this little ruler, we could measure from the edge of this petal of the hibiscus to the tip of that leaf. I'm getting 1 3/4 inches. I can measure this here and see that I've got it lined up exactly here. So by taking a little bit of time to get your design drawn onto the fabric accurately, your design will come out beautifully. So just draw this one on just to give you a bit of an idea of what it's starting to look like. Just this last little bit. So there we now have the leaf on. And I was a little bit off there, so I could just slightly adjust that. I just didn't have the template down close enough, but nobody will know that that's just a little bit different in length to the other one. But you can see how I've got them connecting here. So now I would just put this one against this one. Once again, I could measure out and get my 1 3/4 and do the next one. And just continue all the way around there. Your design's on, but remember if you go to my website and connect to the Quiz Club, you'll be able to learn how to quilt this without free motion quilting. I've used a very, very fine metallic thread on the top, an 80 weight metallic thread, and then I've used the monopoly invisible thread in the bobbin. And I show you how to set your machine up, how to get it stitching perfectly so that you can quilt like a pro. Every stitch will stay even because we're not free motion quilting. So thank you for joining me. See you next time.